let's get exhausted. Cue the intro. Hope you're well. First of all, thank you for my subscribers for subscribing. Please keep subscribing, guys. Lots more videos on the way. Okay, what I want to talk about today is something quite important, and it's this: your exhaust heat shielding. So a lot of guys, we build track cars, race cars, and we get a stainless steel exhaust made, or we do it ourselves. But the problem is keeping it heat reduced in the pipes, because they get quite hot, especially up near the manifolds, near the engine. These are my downpipes. They can get very hot. So there is some solutions out there. Heat shielding, so you have exhaust wrap, which I've used on my old Mercedes 190 Cosworth. It does a good job, but it's a fiddly to fit. And then there's these exhaust blankets that Funk Motorsport make. I've had on my car for quite a few years, and they do a good job. They definitely reduce the temperatures, but when it's time to work on the car, you want to remove the exhaust with the wrap and the blankets. They become brittle and they're dusty and they break up, as you can see now. And that's the problem, because you want to work on your car, but they break up and they create dust, and it's not good. So there's some more effective solutions out there, ceramic coatings that Zerkotech do, but again, incredibly expensive. There is something above all that, and that's a wrapped heat shielding that you have to weld onto the exhaust, a stainless steel heat shielding that has a material inner that's similar to what's inside the motorsport blankets that Funk do. But for someone to do that on the exhaust, to fit that onto the exhaust system, is incredibly expensive, because it has to be laser welded on, because it's very thin stainless going onto quite a thick stainless steel exhaust. So anyway, I was trying to discover a way of I could do this myself, and I found on YouTube JM Speed Shop. I'll link his YouTube channel in the description below, you guys should check him out, but he's fantastic. He used this stuff called HJS, universal heat shielding, which is a stainless steel coating, as you can see, and the insulation actually sticks to the exhaust, and he welded around the stainless steel after. But as I said, you have to have a special stainless laser welder to weld it onto the exhaust. But I've got a TIG welder here, and I want to use my TIG welder to do this. So what I've discovered is that I can actually use wrap the insulation around the exhaust, as you can see now, and then use some stainless steel welding TIG rod, sorry, to actually melt onto the exhaust, and it's just enough where it will melt the rod into the stainless steel, but not blow through. If I should just use my TIG welder and try and tack it on, or a very low amps even, my TIG welder, it will blow through. This is a problem. Because the stainless steel sheeting is so thin, I think it's like 0.5 millimeter thick, it's easy to blow through with TIG welder. But if you, as you can see in the video now, if you hold the TIG wire underneath the torch and burn it, it'll melt through and stick it on, which is enough. And you can do it every sort of centimeter or so down the seam of the exhaust. So guys, listen, this is a fantastic way of heat shielding of keeping the heat of your exhaust down. These were about £150 each. I got 2 of them, so more than enough to do my system. But guys, listen, it's probably the best way to keep your exhaust system insulated from heat and the components around the exhaust. Don't forget, manufacturers on the factory exhaust will have some sort of shielding, especially around the manifold and downpipes. It'd be a stainless steel, or mild steel in some cases, wrap around. This is a solution for us motorsport guys. It works. It's fairly inexpensive, and you can do it yourself if you've got a TIG welder. Have a look through the video, guys, and see what you think. Okay, so the manifold's off the car now. They're ready to be coated in the heat shielding, HJS heat shielding. Had a bit of a problem with one of them. Found a crack down number 4 cylinder, just half of the joint there. So I just rebuilt it with a TIG. So that should be okay. So yeah, let's get these coated now in the heat shielding. I'm going to start from there, not go all the way to the end. So we'll start from there. Put the white stuff on first, and then cable tie the stainless steel so it gets good connection, so I can roll each joint down to the end, and then again stop about there. Don't want to do these bits because I won't have much spanner space for the nuts, the M6 nuts, so it's quite tight already. So if I go all the way to the end here with heat shielding, it may not be enough space for me to be able to get nuts on. But yeah, I think I'll just stop about here with the heat shielding. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get these parts done, but probably cable tie those as well. We'll see how it goes on. Okay guys, let's get cracking. Okay, just finish off this manifold here, doing the outer skinning. So shaping it and bring it around to the curves. It's easier than doing the downpipes. They were just obviously very long. So anyway, yeah, getting there. So just shaping this piece here to come down, to shape round to the manifold. You have to cut it down and then shape it round. And then I was using the little cable ties to hold it in place. And then the gaps then will be cutting the piece down, bring it over each section and TIG weld it onto the end. And this one here again, just sort of shaping it and bringing it round, and then cable tie that to the end of the manifold there. But yeah, it's going well. It's just the shaping here that's the harder part, really get it all shaped and cut down and as tight as possible to the exhaust manifold. Okay, so that's that manifold sort of covered in the stainless steel shielding. So I'm going to weld these bits to the bits that go in between the two cylinders, and then weld along there, so that'll be nice and tight. And then there's a joint there to weld. We'll crush it to make it smaller as it goes down the angle, and then up here there's a joint as well to weld along there, and then cables right around the back. So weld those seams as best as I can. Okay, that manifold's done. A little bit of finishing with the flat reveal just to take down high spots of the welds. But yeah, pretty happy with that. I mean, it looks fantastic. Only one cable tie used at the end to seal it against the exhaust manifold. As I said, trying to weld this to this is very, very difficult, but the metal cable ties do a good job of that. And then all the seams are welded with a technique of just putting the welding TIG wire on top, using the torch, and basically melting it through, so it soaks through and connects both pieces of the stainless steel together. So that's worked really well. There's the other side of it. Again, there's a weld joint there. And then I've welded the middle bits down as well. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Hopefully, well, it will do a lot better job than blankets did. Anyway guys, let's get this cleaned up, getting back on the car. Okay, it's back on the car now, but had a broken stud, had to remove. Got it out pretty easily. Guys, thanks for joining me. Yeah, I think this will work really well. Links in the description for everything I used. Big thanks to James Speed Shop, and take care guys. I'll see you next time.